I get a lot of Indian uh, young men and women, like boys and girls, means in the age range of 14 till 18 or whatever, 20. I'm giving that range, where they tell me the whole host of problems that they have with their parents. Like, and I'll be addressing each one in this video, but just, tag along. So sometimes they tell me my parents are forcing me to study engineering or go into a medical college. I don't want to do that. Or second one is, oh, my parents are forcing me to get married to this girl. I don't want to do that. Then in some cases they tell me, oh, my mother or father they're not good. They abuse me, they hit me, they shout at me. What do I do? Or in some cases, I want to run away from home, or I want to do this. This is my dream. This is my passion. In fact, I've even got students, youngsters who tell me, my dream is to be a singer, cricketer, wrestler. So it goes on. And some even say, I want to work for you for free. I'll run away from home. You don't have to pay me. Just give me food and place to stay and visa. Okay, I'll answer each one. See, first things first. It is not humanly possible for anybody on this planet to give you a solution without understanding you, knowing your mother, father, knowing your situation, evaluating so many variables. It is just impossible. I mean, like for example, you're telling me, okay, my mother, father want me to study in this school or college. I mean, I don't know you. I don't know your background. I don't know your mother. I don't know your father. I don't know which part of India you're from. I don't know what is your background. And that does not mean you start sending me an email with all this information. Also keep in mind, when you are writing me a letter, you are giving me your version of the story. So there'll be a bias towards you. You're the good guy, they are the bad guy. And on top of that, I mean, being young, being a student or youngster, what do you know of the realities of life? What do you know of the experiences of life? What do you know of what life has to offer? You only know what your mother, father have exposed you or allowed you to do. In fact, here's the biggest question that most of you don't think about. I mean, do you seriously think it's possible to change your parents? Is it possible to change your mother? Is it possible to change your father? Forget that. Is it possible for you to change yourself? And then on top of that, when you have a mother and father who have given you a certain upbringing, you are a result or a product of their upbringing. So don't you think you're limited in so many ways? It's obvious you wouldn't have skills. It's obvious you wouldn't have the wisdom of life. You wouldn't know the realities of life. You wouldn't be taught critical thinking because you have so many problems with them. So then, how can I help you? On top of that, you are dependent on your parents. They are paying your bills. They are paying your expenses. Who's going to take care of you, man? Who's going to give you, let's say for example, I say, okay, hell with your father and mother. Do your own thing. Who will pay your bills? Where will you go? What will you do? And then when youngsters tell me, what will I do? The only solution is to talk to your mother and father. You think your mother and father would want to talk to a tattooed guy who has a YouTube channel who you're following, but they'll think, what the hell is wrong with this guy? He's gone mad or what? Who's this extremist, satanic, drug addict looking, mentally abnormal guy? They'll say, stop looking at all this nonsense. Study. Go to a temple or go to church or go to a mosque and pray. That will be the common reaction, man. So, the problem is, you have all these youngsters who are looking at the internet, who are looking at YouTube, who are listening to podcasts and seeing people talk about passion and your dreams and achieve the impossible and looking at other people's lives. And there you start thinking, yeah, I would like A from this guy, B from this person, C from that female, D. So you want to take the best of each person's life, mix it together and have that. I want to have a wife like how he has. I want to have a car like how he has. I want to have money like what he has. Or you might even say, I want to be like this person. This guy's life is ideal. But how is it possible, man? Like, if you're staying in India, there are certain, privileges, benefits, and then there are tons of issues. Do you think the American way of life can be yours? It's you asking somebody who doesn't know you to give you a solution. What can I say? What can anyone say? The only thing we can say is believe in yourselves, work hard, do your best. See, I'll tell you what I normally tell youngsters, and please don't take my advice out of context. Use common sense. I always tell youngsters, listen, if you do not like what your mother and father are doing, then leave the house. Because anyway, if they are paying the house rent, they are paying your food bills, they are taking care of your expense, then they are the boss. If you enjoy all the perks and benefits they are giving, you have to follow orders. You don't want to follow orders, leave the house, go start working somewhere, work, earn, pay your bills, and focus on your dreams. I know what the answer will be. Oh, but who will give me a job? That is your problem. Everything, the world is not here to give you a solution. Oh, who will take care of me? No, that is your problem. You don't want this, then find your own solution. Figure it out, no? You can't expect that just because you do not like something, that somebody else is waiting with open arms to take care of you. And for most of the youngsters who criticize their parents, I ask them a simple question. You're talking so much of crap about your mom and dad. Can you show me somebody else who will pay for your rent, food, school education, other expenses, and shoulder the responsibility of taking care of you for, let's say, month after month? Do you know anybody? Even if you have a best friend, he'll say, boss, say, listen, man, I can just help you for 1 month. I can't do it every day, man. So you don't have a choice. And here's the part that will really blow your mind. Most of the time, the men and women, young men and women, the boys and girls who bitch about and complain about their parents, after talking to them for some time, I realize, man, the problem is not your parents, the problem is you. Your upbringing is so terrible. Your personality is rotten. You really have to get your brain sorted out. And I'll tell you one more thing. The main reason why I do not entertain youngsters, okay, after this I'll give you the answers to the marriage and studies and all that. The main reason I do not entertain youngsters and all, because it's not a straightforward solution. There is no one-line answer. You have to sit and work with the person and make things happen. And that takes, man, if my adult customers, my clients who pay me money, I worked with them for 5 years, 6 years, grown adults who have money, success, career. We work for 5 to 6 years. You think as a student, what, your problem will be in 1 hour? I can solve your problem in 1 session and that's it? Your magic pill? Now see, coming to the studies and, the things not working out with the parents and marriage. Let's get the silliest one out of the way. Marriage is a massive headache, big responsibility, and is not a joke. I tell people by default, just tell your parents, listen, I'm not getting married. If you force me to get married, I'll end up either divorcing the girl, or I'll end up sleeping with someone else, or I'll make sure the marriage is broken off. If they say yes, still don't get married. If they say, okay, fine, after you get married, you do all this, don't get married. If they force you, drag you to the altar, say no to the priest, say no to the thing, they can't change your verdict, whether you're a guy or girl. And if they physically try to hit you and all that, then I think it's better you run away. You need to seek police protection and make sure that, and if you're in some countries where they hurt, harm or kill, then better strategically plan it out. That's one, short form. Don't agree for marriage if you're not ready. And I can assure you this, if you're not thinking of it, then you definitely should not be thinking of it. Nobody else should think for you. Second, in terms of your parents forcing you to study for doctor, engineering, see, if you don't have the interest, tell your parents, you have to communicate. Without communicating to me is not going to help change their mind. You have to tell them explicitly, plan out a day and time where they are in a cool mood, where they are in a good mood, or take someone adult from the family, some elderly person, explain the problem to them, and then tell your parents, say, listen, I don't have any interest in this. If you force me to go, I'll not study, I'll fail all the exams, and you'll see me failing, and then you'll waste your money. Better than, please, let me study what I want to study. If even after that they force you to get into what you don't want, do it and show it to them. Fail. After 2-3 times you fail, they'll realize their money is getting wasted and they'll eventually give up. Okay? The only downside to this is if they get pissed off, maybe they'll not pay for anything for your college. But that's a risk you have to take. Last but not the least, with regards to parents beating, shouting, insulting, see, you can't change your parents. If you cannot change you, you cannot change your parents. And believe it or not, when I tell you this is a reality. When I get clients who come to me, I tell them, see, I can't change you. I can guide you, but you have to change yourself. It is impossible to change anyone. It's like looking at someone doing exercise. I'm not going to lose weight. I have to work hard to lose weight. They can maybe push me, motivate me, but I have to do it. So the same way with your parents. Your parents, if they don't want to change, nobody can change them. Only you can change by yourself. So, how do you change? You need to get out of the house and start your own life. It'll be inconvenient, it'll be tough, it'll be difficult, but it'll make a man out of you or a woman. And last, if not the least, the final thing which I want to tell you is, this is one thing which majority of people never consider. And that is, the problem is maybe not your parents, society or anyone. The problem is you. Maybe you are the main reason. Like for example, with my parents and me, my parents' upbringing was totally crap. But then I became a problem child. And I had a really tough time getting along with people and managing relationships because I was born and raised in a very terrible way, man. And eventually, thankfully, I got out of the house and did my own thing. I made so many mistakes, so many. I'm even surprised I am where I am. But I got lucky because I persisted, I never gave up. And today, finally, I'm where I am. So maybe it's high time you take personal accountability of your life, hold yourself responsible, and focus on changing yourself. Like maybe the problem is not your parents, maybe it's you. And if you're smoking, drinking, having loose charactered friends and wasting your time gaming and not earning and all, then 100% the problem is you. Okay? Problem is nobody else. And before I conclude, I will just say one thing. If your parents are paying your rent, if they're paying money for your food, if you have a house to stay, a bed to sleep, someone's paying for your school, someone's paying for your college, be grateful. Pour water on the parents' feet and wash it and kiss it. You're lucky you have that. So many cases, people don't even have that. maybe then you'll realize the problem is you. And you will not realize this until one day when your mother and father are no longer alive and you have to pay your own bills. And maybe tomorrow when you have your children, you'll be like, sheesh, man, I was always insulting my parents and now see what all I have to do. In fact, I'll give a small example. My baby is sick now for 5 days. My wife is not sleeping at all for the last 5 days. Every 2-3 hours she wakes up in the night. You think my baby knows this? You think my baby is aware of it? Only when one day she becomes a parent, she'll realize when she has to do it to her child, oh, maybe my mother did this for me when I was sick. So there are a lot of sacrifices parents take for children. You might say, who asked them to give birth to you? That all nonsense, stupid, shitty dialogues which you give, no? One day when you have your own children, your own family, these statements will come and slap you on the face and make you realize, and what an idiot I was here. So don't be ungrateful. Be grateful for what you have. Anyway, I hope this answers your questions to all these youngsters. Sending me an email, a message and all that, I can only give you an opinion, but it's like someone says, I have a problem. What can you suggest? I'll just give you a generic statement. Does it help? When you go to a doctor, do you say, have hard time breathing? So a doctor says, okay, take this, you'll breathe properly. That's not how it's done, man. You have to diagnose it at the root. For that, it takes time, effort, patience, and a lot of work. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You guys take care. Ciao.